It is Monday, June the 16th, 2025. I am James, you are you, and we are here live and in living color along the information superhighway known as the internet. What do you think about that dance off the top? It has no name. I'm calling it the James, and it goes a little something like this. It wasn't impressive when I began, less impressive without music. But with the music, I think it really complements it quite well. Can we bring the song back? Now, do we call this the James, or maybe is it the squid, the octopus? This is something out of the 1960s Batman TV series, and I can turn it into the Bat to see. All right. The throat slash means cut the music. It also means I'm coming to kill you. Big night tonight on the show. About a month ago, we celebrated Mother's Day, a day late. This month, the month of June, if you are one of our Francophone fans, which are 0 to none, we are celebrating Father's Day a day late. Famously, I do not have a father. So I'm going to live vicariously through everyone that does. And lucky for me, this show is co-hosted, co-anchored, co-conspiratored by a two-time father. You never know. One of these days, he might be a grandfather. Of course, we're talking about the one and only Dave Kaufman. And when you hear the name, he is soon to appear. Dave, why don't you join us?
Hey, James. What's going on, man?
Dave, you're holding on to that 9:30 background, huh?
Yeah, I'm holding out hope for a better future.
As I do every week, earlier in the day, I say 9:30 or 10. Today, you said 10. Shortly before coming on air, I said, Dave, we can't do this 10 o'clock thing anymore. And for the first time, I noticed you agree.
Yeah, I'm so tired.
Are you at your breaking point?
I'm tired. I'm sleep deprived. And what can I say?
I don't feel tired, and maybe it's because I drank 3 coffees today, 2 Cokes, 1 energy drink, and a partridge in a pear tree.
You really drink all that, James?
I did, yeah. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
You ever have one of those little 5-hour energies?
5-hour energy? No, I'm not going to the trucker convoy.
Those seem like drugs, basically.
5-hour energy sponsors the 2022 Ottawa Trucker Convoy.
Sponsors the military parade.
Now, did you see that footage?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
Friend of the show, downtown Alex Brown's roommate Vance Gillis sent me a clip. And at one point during the parade, one of our proud sponsors, UFC.
Yeah, and then there was brought to you by Coinbase.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Brought to you by 5-Hour Energy.
America. Brought to you by Coinbase.
Now, Dave, you were at the trucker convoy.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah?
No.
You were remember though they were weird days.
I was at a different trucker convoy. We were
which
talking
one was that?
about
Was that,
wheels.
the Randy McWayne ice trucker convoy where they were sampling different glory holes?
I've never met that man, but sure.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This guy loved putting his pecker into, as the Dixie Chicks once said, wide open spaces. I guess a glory hole's a tight space.
I guess it depends on the glory hole.
Sure does.
Yeah. I suppose you can make it as big as you want.
Glory hole for the glory pole. We'd
Yeah.
say that at this hour.
Yeah. Glory hole magnum.
This glory hole sponsored by 5-Hour Energy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those?
Never, no.
Why don't we next week take a couple before the show?
Not in no world would I do that.
Are you an energy drink guy? You're not.
No, I was when I did my second stint in college.
I was hoping for prison.
Yeah, or Iraq. But No, then I would drink.
No one ever calls it stints in the army.
I
They're
would,
always like, I had 2 tours in Afghanistan. And no one's
yeah,
like, I had 2 stints in Afghanistan.
yeah. No, this was a stint at university. Not
If it
stolen
wasn't for
valor.
5 Hour Energy, I wouldn't have been able to blow Bin Laden's family away.
Yeah,
This murder is sponsored by 5 Hour Energy.
yeah. Anyway, I would drink Rockstar Recovery.
Now, Rockstar is the most egregious of the energy
You
drinks.
think
Now,
so? I don't know.
look,
Monster's pretty
here's the thing.
egregious.
Here's the thing. I like Red Bull and I
Yeah.
like Guru, but you cannot look cool holding a can of energy drink. And Rockstar, it's called Rockstar.
No, unless you're going to like an X Games type
And
event.
we all just want to drink a big Rockstar.
That'd be a good promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
This was
can of Rockstar energy drink is sponsored by 5 Hour Energy.
this was Rockstar Recovery, which was
Sure.
half energy drink, half Gatorade type thing.
Now that would be a good topic. The most to least douchey energy drinks.
Sure.
I'm
I would go least to most.
okay, fair enough. I'm waiting for Rockstar and Monster to do a collab called the Monstar.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm sure there is some schlub on YouTube with more viewers than us, but still
That
very
doesn't take
poor,
much. Yeah.
very poor returns on viewers. Who's like, hey guys, today we're trying out the Monstar. This is, so- this is something I invented. You mix Rockstar with a Monster. Let's go.
I've literally seen dudes eat Wendy's from paper bags in their car that get way more viewers than us. So
Yeah, so a friend of mine was like, I'm so sick of these car reviewers. And I was like, well, I think they're doing it not to bother people in the restaurants.
yeah.
What if you start doing energy drink reviews in your car from the trucker convoy?
I mean, it might go a little something like this.
Yeah. Okay, get back to me in about 30 minutes. And then you do that kind of fast forwarding function on the video where you're like, and then you're like, I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah.
Giving this one 2 on 10.
Some people, yeah, they say it takes an hour for the energy drink to kick in.
Yeah.
And you can't drink too many of them, otherwise you're going to get really blitzed afterwards.
Dave, if we had an audience, I
Yeah.
think they'd be entertained by this repartee.
Sure, yeah, if we had an audience.
Yeah. Tonight was the first time where you're like, yeah, I agree, this whole 10 o'clock thing.
Yeah, it's too late.
This is the low point, right? We did a 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Let's paint a picture for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We did a 5-year anniversary,
Yeah.
and then we said the guests are done,
Yeah.
and the show's later.
Yeah. It's like when...
We made changes for the worse.
we did, yeah. All because of my kids. The real
perfect segue.
problem here is my children.
It's a perfect segue.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, it was Father's Day
Yeah,
yesterday.
it's
Happy
true.
Father's Day.
Thank you, James.
As has become tradition, what might be the worst segment in show history, this is what we call Dave's Weekend,
Oh my
which is essentially a filibuster.
Yeah,
Dave, let's talk about your weekend. Friday, you had an improv show in front of 10 people.
that's right. But interesting, my wife and kids slept at her mother's place.
Yeah.
And we weren't even in a fight or anything. I just had I came home, I had the house to myself.
Would you ever try to instigate a fight just so you could get the place to yourself? Or you're like, I got to get out of here.
That's a diabolical idea, and I like where your
Yeah.
mind's at right now. Just fight to get some alone time.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought, I mean, you're a child of one parent, essentially.
No, essentially is incorrect. It's essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always thought, like, it seems pretty cool to get a divorce, and then you only have to watch your kids half the time.
Well, I'm not a child of divorce either.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying, it seems like it'd be easier to only take care of your kids half the time.
Now, a couple of weeks ago at an improv show of my own, I was asking for suggestions, and I heard some lady go, divorce.
Oh, no.
And I said, who said that? And it was this lady. She put her hand up. I said, oh, may I ask, are you a child of divorce? And then she goes, no, both of my parents are still together.
She's sad about that.
She just felt so sad that someone else could be a child of divorce.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was grieving for other, like an imaginary person.
Hello, Montreal! We're excited to be here! We are children
Child
of
of divorce.
I'm basically doing an off version of Smoke on the Water.
Yeah, yeah. I did a different song, but my vibe was similar.
Oh, Children of Divorce play two different songs at each other.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sort of a meta
It's
meme.
a divorced
Yeah.
band. Yeah. They compete on the other side of
You
the
see, you
stage
see
for
what
their
people are
third
missing
member's love.
here. Dave, what was your Saturday like?
Saturday, I went to my son's best male friend's birthday party
Mm-hmm.
at a park.
Yep.
Then I went on a date night with my wife.
Yep.
Went to go
Okay.
see a movie.
And let's talk about Sunday.
Sunday,
Yep.
Sunday was the big day.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday was Father's Day.
Now, were you laying in bed and then your kids brought you crappy pancakes? Like, we made you pancakes,
No,
but
my
they didn't make them.
no, my kids didn't do that.
Okay.
They said Happy Father's Day, and then I had to bring my daughter to T-ball. And then I was like, oh, I wonder what we're gonna do today. I wonder what surprises they have in store for me. And it turns out nothing. And we went to a park in the afternoon to a splash pad, and then my folks came over because
So you had to share Father's Day with your
so I
father.
shared with my dad, and I made chicken on the barbecue, grilled chicken.
Okay, so you got to celebrate a little bit, and then you passed the baton over to the original Kaufman.
Yeah, the OG
Did you do
Kaufman.
anything for him?
I made him supper.
Okay, give him a big kiss.
My dad doesn't like gifts at all.
Sure.
Yeah, he thinks, oh, it's a waste of money.
Is there any gift you could get him that'd be like, this is great?
Probably like heated socks for the
Oh,
winter,
sure. Yeah.
or like a shirt made out of some kind of non-polyester, non-cotton material.
Now,
Like
what about
for
an
hiking, like a
experience between,
sweat.
what
Yeah,
about an experience, you and him like going out for dinner?
he wouldn't want to go out for dinner because he thinks restaurants are a ripoff. But
Okay.
he would go do something like go watch tennis or something.
What if you were like, Dad, I know you wanted to go to the big tennis match at
Hmm.
Stade Uniprix down by Jerry Park.
We do
I
that together sometimes. Yeah.
I wasn't able to get the tickets, but I think I got the next best thing.
Hmm.
I want you to hop in the car with me. We're going to go downtown. I got you and me a couple of new room massages.
What's a new room massage again?
A new room massage is when a woman gets naked and puts a bunch of like grease all over herself, and then you're naked too, and she just writhes all over you.
Interesting.
What do you think your dad would say to that? It's a waste of money.
He would say, "Oh, it's gross."
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd be like, "Oh, you probably would really like it." And then he would say, oh, "I'll do it. Fine. You paid for it already, but I won't
Yeah.
like it." And then he'll like
Yeah,
it.
he's basically doing it for you.
Yeah, yeah. But
All right.
no, he would claim to, but then he would be into it.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Nothing happened to you on Father's Day. Did you organize anything for your wife on Mother's Day?
Did I organize something for my wife on Mother's
Yeah.
Day? Just
You
a
send your
dinner.
kids into the bedroom like, we made you pancakes.
No, but I got flowers. I did actually. I bought
Okay.
lobster and flowers because there was a lobster plus flowers deal at
Oh yeah,
IGA.
you talked about it on the show. You made the lobster, and your wife was like, "I don't want any."
Yeah, yeah,
Dave, is your relationship okay?
yeah. It's all right.
Nice. All right. After how many years has it been? What are you going on? 23?
No, close to 20 though in terms of just being together, and then
Yeah.
married. I think
Still
it's like 8.
crazy after all these years.
Yeah, yeah. I got engaged when the day I turned 30.
I think you guys are gonna make it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's too soon to tell.
And if you don't, I'll be there to swoop in.
For me.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Dave, I want to address the elephant in the room. There was some tentative discussion about me joining you and your wife and your kids for Father's Day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife sent me a text yesterday and said it wouldn't be Father's Day without Step Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fun nickname I've given to myself
Yeah.
in terms of being a family friend that you don't seem to like very much.
Well, it depends in the context.
Okay, well let's talk about some of the ways you didn't and haven't liked it.
Sure. Well, if the idea is that you're like a second father to my kids,
Yeah,
I mean, that's not so bad. That's kind of nice.
sure.
If the
Yep.
idea is that you're sort of a replacement me and you're sort of a
Which has
Dave,
been a joke from time to
which is
time,
a
is that
Dave 2.0,
yeah.
sort of,
There's been at times jokes that me and your wife will end up
yeah,
together.
like a refined, better Dave in every way. I mean, I don't like
Well, I don't
that.
recall that. I recall it just being Step Dave. Now
Yeah, sure.
I want to go to the text board here.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife at 20 after 5 said, "We didn't end up going. Thought it would be too busy." Is that true, Dave?
Yeah, well, the reality is that she took a nap, and then the window by which we had to go all the way there and then come all the way back for dinner was pretty
Yeah.
narrow.
Okay.
It was going to be busy, so we just went to a park in NDG, the neighborhood I live
Understood.
in.
I replied saying, quote, broken Father's Day plans. And then she said, we couldn't celebrate without Step Dave.
Right.
And then I said,
I don't know if that's true.
hearing that really makes me feel like it's Stepfather's Day. And then I sent her a picture of some guy wearing sandals that I thought were disgusting. Famously, I'm very critical of footwear.
You don't like. Is there a sandal that you like on a man?
I have some rules.
A mandal.
It doesn't the gender doesn't matter.
Okay.
One, I think if you're gonna have exposed feet,
Mm-hmm.
you should take care of your feet.
Okay.
Now, there's certain things that are more difficult. A bunion, that's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people they let their finger, like their toenails grow long. That's do whatever you want, but I have the right to judge at that point.
Sure. Sure.
Now,
I mean,
these
it's a bit of
sandals,
body shaming, but sure.
these sandals from the '90s are coming back. The ones with all the Velcro.
Tivas.
Yeah, I was talking to
I
a
used to have
friend
a couple
about.
of pairs of Tivas.
Yeah, I believe it. You probably wore them to a Jack Johnson concert.
I wore them to summer
And
camp.
I was talking to a friend of mine about this very story. I said, "Yeah, I saw this guy yesterday inside the grocery store wearing these awful sandals." And then I said, "Oh, that guy right there is wearing them too." And then this friend said, I was thinking about buying a pair of those. And I immediately felt bad. And I said, instead of saying, you know what, I'm just being an ASSHOLE, I said, just get a pair of slides. Just get some slides. Get some flip
What's
flops.
a slide? A flip
A
flop?
slide is basically the flip flop that just goes over sort of the front of the foot.
Okay.
Yeah, as they say in French, you might refer to as a gugun.
But Tivas have better support.
I don't care. It's all the Velcro. They're for children in
No,
1993.
you can Velcro from
Going,
all angles to make sure it's snug from everywhere.
it's the perfect shoe if you're going on a field trip to Quebec City.
It's a good. What if you're hiking or going for a walk in the woods?
If you're white hiking
If
with
you're
bare
white,
feet, yeah, well, yeah. If you're white and hiking,
you might be a redneck.
a sandals on a hike are stupid. That's nonsense.
Okay. What if
This
there's
is another
What if
episode.
there's a pool of water you're hiking to and you want to dip your
I'm
feet
gonna
in
put
water?
I'm gonna put a bracket together the worst fashion footwear according to James.
Sure, and I'll do one according to Dave.
What I don't care what the sandal is. I
gonna-
think those are agree, and I have friends that wear them. If you're watching, which you're not, you know who you are. I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you if I were to gender things. Those what are those clogs? Those Burke clogs you have?
Yeah.
I don't think they look good on guys. I think they look great on ladies. I think it's a great fashion choice.
They cover the feet though, so you don't get exposed toes.
I'm going to tell you right now. Look. I'm coming out right now as a person that really enjoys female fashion. I do.
Yeah.
There's been a resurgence of like big pants.
Yeah.
There's been a resurgence. There's some more fashionable kinds as opposed to the more unfashionable. I can see that you're reading the comment. We'll get to in a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a take on the what are they called the flared pants, some socks, flared pants, the more 2025 version, and some Birks. It's a great fashion choice for ladies.
Okay.
What's so funny?
It's just it's good information for me to use to better my life moving forward.
You couldn't. You wear those clogs, and I think you look like a monster. Coming
Well,
in from the chat, Nyler Talks writes, "Hello, James. I see you're wearing a sweatshirt. Are you by chance a little chilly?" Well, Dave, last week I was wearing a crew neck. Today I'm wearing a t-shirt. I've got a flannel and I got a hoodie. I'm back to form.
is that a sweatshirt? Does that count?
I guess so. If anything,
Yeah.
I'm a little warm. I'm getting a little hot around the collar.
I'd say what you wore last week was a sweatshirt.
Yeah, crew neck.
Yeah, crew neck.
Yeah. This sweatshirt is sponsored by 5 Hour Energy.
Yeah.
Dave, do you find it funny that I could be interested in women's fashion?
I found it funny that you were describing sort of a desirable outfit to me in a way like I
Yeah,
could
I
be
suppose
wearing
in
it.
some way I was describing like the look of perhaps a lady I could desire.
Yeah, yeah. But I can't do
If
anything with
I,
that.
it, I a lady I could desire really sounds like an album that I've released in 1995, and it's like, oh, James has gone sensitive.
Yeah, it's your
A
acoustic
lady I
album.
could desire. Yeah. In the vein of like a maybe a Gowan, Canadian singer-songwriter.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. A criminal mind is all I've ever
Oh yeah,
had.
okay, okay.
You're a strange animal, that's what I know.
Sure, yeah, yeah. I know that one.
These moonlight desires haunt me, they want me. And then he wrote a song which I think was from the point of view of dating a younger lady. It's when he went acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
It's called When There's Time for Love.
Oh,
Coming into the chat, Nyler Talks writes, actually, you know what? I'm going to send this to you, Dave. It's addressed to you.
he writes, "Hello, Dave. I see you're in quite a good mood tonight. Thank you. Let's see the follow-up. How many pairs of underwear did you smell this past weekend?" A great question.
Nyler Talks wins my kiss of the night.
I don't think I smelt any underwear this past weekend.
This guy's a young up-and-comer. I like this guy's style.
I mean, it's a fair question.
Dave, what are you doing this Sunday night?
This Sunday?
Yeah?
Let me check my schedule.
Here it comes. It's a bunch of BS. Going to get new room massages with your dad?
I got a birthday.
Oh,
My daughter's birthday.
hold the phone.
Mm-hmm.
No invite?
You want to come?
I can't.
Oh.
I can't believe I wasn't invited to your daughter's birthday. That
We're go-
doesn't make sense.
We're going to this thing called Caden's Lighthouse in Montreal West. I don't think you'd like it.
Why?
Because
Well, is there a dinner? Is there anything else? You know, your daughter really likes me.
we might go to a park, but I'll keep you posted as to what the events are.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because this Sunday night, live at Fafun Electric, it's Battle War, a night of extremely good professional wrestling.
Ooh.
It's a good show name, extremely good professional
Maybe I'll
wrestling.
bring my daughter for her birthday.
It's 18 and over. Well, how old? How is she turning?
She's turning 5.
Can't come.
Maybe I'll get her a fake ID.
I won't say anything. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Don't see, don't hear.
Don't ask, don't tell policy at Food Electric.
Dave, why didn't you come to the
Or
show?
I'll sneak her in under my coat.
No, you should stand on her shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stand on them.
Yeah.
So I'll say you're probably not gonna be able to make it to the show on Sunday.
The show. Doubtful.
Oh, all right.
I'm stressed though. I got to order just the right amount of pizza for the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, I wanna switch gears for a second.
Sure. Go ahead.
There was a death in the music world.
All right.
The one and the only founding member of the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, passed.
Yeah.
Dave, you have any relationship to the Beach Boys?
I was a big fan of Pet Sounds.
Well, yeah. Well, arguably one of the most popular in terms of love albums of all time.
Yeah. And in terms of like their other
Game
songs,
changer.
I mean, I like their other songs. I'm not like so intimate with their discography, but I do know Pet Sounds pretty well.
I'm not going to claim to be a super fan. A lot of the songs, it's a little sugary for me.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little sugary. You know, Surfing USA. Not one of my preferred tunes.
No, I mean, it's fun for what it is, but I wouldn't like listen to it.
Well, we know you love Bare Naked Ladies, and they have a song called Brian Wilson.
That's true. That's a great song. Maybe one of their
Drive
best.
downtown
Maybe their
in the
best
rain,
song.
9:30 on a
Whoa.
Tuesday night.
Just to check out the late night record
Your
shop.
impersonation of Stephen Page sounds like
I
Dracula.
wasn't doing an impersonation. I was doing Dracula.
Oh my, Mrs. It was an impersonation.
Yeah.
Hold on, Joe Conto in the chat writes, I wonder what the most hated albums of all time include. Good show idea. We'll do a tandem. 50% worse shoes, 50% worse albums. Dave, I'm not someone who's often affected by celebrity passings, but something about this one got me.
Really?
Because I'm more interested in Brian Wilson, the man, than I am the artist. He's a great interview, a fascinating guy, a tortured soul, but a game changer. And something about it, it's just, I've been thinking about it every day.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I don't know why. I don't quite know why. I think it's because, and I haven't even seen the full documentary. I've seen chunks of this documentary on him called Long Promise Road, which is a Beach Boys song. There's something so interesting and vulnerable about the guy that I was just like, what a life this guy had.
I don't know much about him. I do know that he did have a fierce sort of internal, maybe jealousy of the Beatles when they released Sgt. Pepper.
Sgt. Pepper's After Pet Sounds.
Yeah, but he released Pet Sounds in response to their previous album, Revolver or Rubber Soul.
Yeah.
And then they released Sgt. Pepper, and he was like, "Oh, this is so good. It's
it was a bit
of
a ping pong match."
Yeah.
I was watching a piece from this documentary today. He's sitting in a restaurant, and he asks the interviewer, this guy that he knows, he goes, "What do you do when you get scared?" It's this old guy, knowing he's being filmed, and he can't handle the feelings, and he asks, "What do you do when you get scared?"
Interesting.
It was something so vulnerable. I can't get it off my mind.
Interesting. You don't seem like a guy who appreciates vulnerability.
I don't.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
You're a rough around the edges kind of guy.
Yeah, but being rough around the edges is inherently vulnerable.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah, I would say I take no prisoners.
Yeah.
Dave, we're going to do something tonight that we have never once done on this show. We are going to throw to a song in the spirit of just listening to a song. I really wanted to listen to It's Okay by the Beach Boys. I couldn't find a cover that I thought did the original justice, and I thought, let's give people a song that they love. Let's give them a song that they want. Dave, what do you think about God Only Knows? You like that song?
It's a great song, yeah.
It's a song for years I didn't like, up until fairly recently.
Now, is it because it was overplayed? You felt it was overplayed, or you felt
I think so. Probably
yeah.
featured in a lot of movies and stuff like that. And then, not that long ago, I was listening to it and I thought, you know what? I get it now. And I like that feeling when it just takes you some time and you're like, oh, now I get it.
Maybe you'll feel that way about my accents one time.
Well, yeah, if they're anything like that Dracula accent. So, Dave, we're going to throw to a cover of God Only Knows in honor of the late, great Brian Wilson. Me and Dave are going to exit the screen. We're throwing to a song.
We're already off.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
There we okay.
Yeah.
I may not
Dave, that was a historical moment in the show's history.
And yeah. Well, in what way
A,
are you
so-
saying? Are you
a
thinking?
song that wasn't positioned to be ridiculed.
Sure.
Some group online called the Darzies. I heard that. I thought, this is a keeper.
Yeah. Hey, the guy's got a great voice.
They did with two people what, how many Beach Boys were there? 30?
Were there 30? Not
Yeah,
singing on
John
the album.
Stamos is a Beach Boy now.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
He's
that?
he's basically like a session player. Like he's an honorary Beach
Oh,
Boy.
he plays the drum. He's good at drums.
He's great at drums. John Stamos, I like John Stamos.
Sure. I mean, who doesn't?
I bet you he's one of those guys that people are very hot or cold on.
Well, he's a very handsome guy.
I'm not going to be a hater because someone's bad looking. And this, if I could come close to aging as well as this guy does, I'll sell my soul to the devil right now.
Well, you wouldn't want to do that.
Dave, I get the song now. I get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it before.
I always got it.
You always got it.
Yeah. Different people grow at different paces.
Dave, I told you that I wanted to play this song, and I have a special surprise for
Okay.
you as it relates to the song.
Yeah.
In addition to dedicating it to the memory of Brian Wilson, I'm dedicating that song to you as a Father's Day gift and as a friend, because God only knows what I'd do without you on this show.
Hey, that's very sweet. And I mean that sincerely.
And I meant it sincerely.
Well, we're both being quite sincere right now.
Dave, I mentioned this off the top.
I forgot to mention I saw Brian Wilson in concert.
You just forgot to mention that?
Yeah, yeah. Place des Arts. It was a great show. He had a whole bunch of younger guys doing the high-pitched harmonies, but it was good.
So in all the talk before the song,
Yeah,
they're like, oh yeah, I saw him.
yeah. In concert. He
David
played all of
Spear-
Pet Sounds. It was great. I told you I like this guy.
All right. Well, that's what we call a late fun fact.
Yeah.
Dave, the show began with me saying, I don't have a daddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry
And
about that, James.
it occurred to me that because of that, I really missed out on a lot of things. Like getting advice or asking, how do you do this? I'm basically self-trained. But I can't help but feel like I missed out. And that's why I would like to use you as a surrogate father
Okay.
to ask a series
Sure.
of questions that sort of dig for advice, or perhaps that a child might ask their father. And I got to cram a lot of growing up to do in these questions.
Sure. I mean, look, James, I'll do what I can.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a father for some time now, and I feel
Yeah.
like I do have a bit of experience, so hopefully I'll be able to
Okay.
answer your questions.
Dave,
Yeah.
what's the biggest lesson you've learned in life so far?
The biggest one?
Now imagine we're at the breakfast table and you're reading the newspaper and I'm fiddling with a bowl of cereal.
Okay. I would say don't be afraid to try new things.
That feels pointed.
No,
Dave?
I mean that about myself. I'm reflecting on my own life.
Dave,
Yeah. Yes, little James.
what do you wish you knew when you were my age? So 37.
I wish I knew that life can feel long, but it's quite short. So live it with no regrets.
Dave,
Yes, little James.
how did you know mom or your partner
My
was
mom
the
or your
one-
mom? My mom. Our mom. Your mom. How did I know her?
How did you know she was the one?
I don't necessarily believe in love at first sight or anything like that, but we got along really well, and our relationship grew and blossomed, and I knew because we just happen to be extremely compatible with each other after spending a lot of time together.
I don't know about that. Let's go to the next question. Dave,
Sure, yeah. Yes, little James.
what was your relationship like with your father?
With my father. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it had its ups and downs. We didn't always see eye to eye on everything because I'm taller than him. But, ultimately we both respected each other.
Dave,
Yes, little James. Hey, little James. It's getting close to your bedtime.
I'm
So maybe
still
only one or
interested
two
in.
more questions.
I won't. No, there's about 15.
It's 15? Okay, well, I'll do my
How,
best.
how do you deal with failure or rejection?
That's a great question. I haven't figured it out yet.
Tell me.
But,
How long am
there's.
I going to keep up this voice?
That's what I was wondering. Well, little James, you just survive at one day at a time.
Dave,
Yes,
how did you know you were ready to become a dad?
I didn't. I was tricked into it.
Well, this next question's perfect then. Dave,
Yes,
how did you handle discipline without damaging trust?
with my kids and you, my little kid.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Dave,
Yeah.
how do you balance work and family?
Um.
Y'all answer this, he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard.
Dave,
What is it?
what? Oh, I'm
What do you
sorry.
want?
What's something you think all dads should know but rarely do?
I don't know. I don't fucking know, kid.
Dave,
What?
how do you teach values without being preachy or controlling?
You just try your best to distill information and knowledge in a kind way.
I got an idea here. What if I like age up to being a teenager
Sure,
for these
yeah,
questions?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And I think these are probably important
Let's go to
questions.
the teenage James
Yeah,
years.
okay. Dave, what do you wish someone had told you about sex when you were younger?
About sex? I don't know. Don't be such a coward.
Hey Dave,
Yeah.
how did you know when you were ready to have sex?
Uh, because someone was willing to do it with me.
Hey Dave,
Yes.
is it
Teenage James.
is it normal to feel nervous or awkward about sex?
Sure, yeah, that's completely normal, and it doesn't go away.
Hey Dave, how do you know the difference between lust and love?
You don't.
Hey Dave, what's
Sure.
the right way to talk about sexual boundaries with someone?
How old are
I don't know.
they? You just have to have an honest conversation. What's the right way? In a straightforward, non-aggressive way.
Dave, how do you treat sex respectfully and maturely in a relationship?
I don't know. You tell me. You've probably had it more than I have, teenage James.
Dave, how do you talk about things like consent in the bedroom in a clear way?
You just ask. Normally, you try to clear it before any kind of like event, so that it doesn't interrupt the mood.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Dave,
yes.
what should I do if I feel pressured into something I'm unsure about?
Well, then you got to follow your heart and say if you're unsure about it, you probably say no.
Dave, how should I talk to a partner about protection or STDs without making it weird or awkward?
Just you don't use that voice. You just say, "Hey, we should probably wrap it up some way or
Hmm.
somehow."
Dave, what do you think about how sex and relationships are portrayed online or in porn? What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think about how sex and relationships are portrayed online
You're a
or
teenager. You're
in
talking to me like this.
What do you think about how sex and relationships are portrayed online or in
I
porn?
mean, I think that they give unrealistic expectations of the types of interactions you're going to have with people, and
Is
it's
that for
important.
online or porn?
It's probably both. I don't know much about online porn
You rent it?
from the magazine store. Yeah,
Dave, do you ever feel embarrassed talking about this stuff when you were my
I
age?
mean, right now, sure, I was embarrassed. Still
Dave,
embarrassed.
what do you think makes sex
What is this
meaningful?
segment? Go ahead.
What do you think makes sex meaningful and not just physical?
That's a great question. I don't know. A connection
And how
between the
does it
two
differ
people.
from the talk of online?
How does it differ? Well,
Yeah.
when you have a real connection with someone, as opposed to just I don't know, inappropriate lust, you're probably going to build up a connection through
What if you know them online?
if you know them online. You shouldn't be meeting people. I guess that's how people meet now online. So what do I know? I was going to say you shouldn't meet people online and have sex with them, but
How
that's
do you make it
all that people do these days.
how do you make it meaningful, Dad?
Eye contact.
Dave, if you could give one piece of advice about sex and relationships,
Sure.
well, what would it be?
It's really not the most important thing in a relationship, and thank God, otherwise you'd be crushed consistently.
Dave,
Yes.
what do you admire most about me?
About you, your curiosity about the about the taboo.
Now, Dave, that was a test.
Sure. Oh, did I? How did I do?
I'm not looking for a father figure.
Okay. Oh,
I
okay.
was preparing you
From
for the
okay.
questions you might get from your kids one day.
Interesting.
Probably your son.
Yeah.
Imagine what things are going to be like when your son's asking those questions in like, you know, 17 years. No, wait, even less.
Less than that, hopefully.
Like
It'll be
13.
20. Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you don't seem equipped to answer a lot of these. All of your answers were, I don't know.
Well, not all of them.
A lot of them were a lot of one-word answers, and you also screamed at me at one point.
You're asking a lot of questions, and it's very late at night. It was past your bedtime, and it was time for you to go to bed.
Well, what are you going to do when your son's of the age where he wants to know about the birds and the bees and online porn?
Going to,
Show him some?
yeah, I'm gonna give him the password to the old family PC, and
What if someone had like how you can have like sharing accounts on Netflix? What if
yeah,
it was that but like a porno website?
yeah, they don't let you they don't let you do it from different addresses anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, like oh man, someone's logged in on my
Yeah,
raunchy cowgirls account.
raunchycowgirls.org.
Sponsored by 5 Hour Energy.
Yeah, raunchy cowgirls sponsoring the American Military Parade.
Sponsored by the UFC. Live from the trucker convoy.
What event is this?
Featuring performances from Nickelback.
And a Brian Wilson cover band.
There's no way the Brian Wilson cover band would be playing at the trucker convoy. If anything, you would go and forget about it. Hey, they were great.
Yeah.
How do you just forget that?
I didn't forget it. I didn't have a
We're
moment to
talking about
slip
the
it
guy.
in.
It didn't even occur to you.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Dave, what are we going to do with this show in the coming weeks?
I don't know. But I do
We,
remember.
we, we've discussed some changes.
Yeah. We need to just, we need a reality check. We need a wake up call.
Wow.
Yeah.
That gave me les frissons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Goosebumps. What does a reality check or a wake up call look like? Is it this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
We're moving back to 9:30.
Oh, it's the worst. It just I can't stand this half past. 9:30 would work if the show is only a half hour.
Yeah. Like
And
the
sometimes I think maybe this show should be a half hour, and then I look at the clock, it's like, oh, we've already been going for 40 minutes.
yeah.
Now, I really thought that last segment was going to take a good chunk of time until I started asking the questions.
Yeah. Well, they
Oh,
were,
this is annoying.
what am I gonna get? Yeah, it was annoying. It was
Yeah.
very annoying.
Dave.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, these new characters. Dave's 38-year-old son.
It is an
Who doesn't call
abusive
him
Dave and his 38-year-old son.
yeah, opening up
Yeah.
for the children of divorce.
Shut up and eat your breakfast.
Dave, final thoughts before we call it an evening.
Man, what a pleasure it's been.
Tonight was a pleasure.
I do appreciate the Father's Day shout out, James. That was very nice of you.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
And I can't believe you took it for face value.
Yeah.
Usually you're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, it was one of my New Year's resolutions, my mid-year resolutions.
This is a great point. We have to do revised resolutions. Yeah. It's that time of year.
Trying to take compliments more sincerely.
Sure.
And not with like a layer of protective irony to defend myself.
Well, my New Year's resolution was have more fun. I have failed.
That's not too late. Mine was to read 12 books. I haven't read one yet.
It's too bad. It's too bad. It's too late. No fun. It's gone.
Yeah.
I don't even know what my revised resolution can be when my first one is already failing.
Yeah.
I need to turn that fail into a win. I need to be winning.
Hashtag.
You know, I rewatched some of that interview. It was insane.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, it was insane that he had sweaty hair, and they're like, "What do you say to the people who think that you might be bipolar?" I'm by winning.
I do miss the
and
days.
I thought that doesn't even make any sense.
It
means he wins every other time.
Yeah, that he's not winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a 50 batting 500.
Just like sucking cigarettes in the sleeve, and I just as I was watching, I thought his fingers must reek.
He was a coke fiend, right?
I'm by winning. And he says it like she's the moron. What do you say to the people who are concerned that you might be bipolar? I'm by winning. Guy's hair is sweating.
Hey, he's pretty rich though, right?
I think he's put his life back together.
Yeah. Does he do any acting anymore?
I love when she's like, "Are there drugs in the house?" And he goes, "If there are, find them so I can do them."
Yeah,
it's a great answer.
Like, this is where Tiger Blood came from, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Find them so I can do them.
We're gonna end on a Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I guess we're ending on a reference from over 10 years ago. This show is by winning, I think.
It is by winning for sure.
This show is by winning.
Yeah. That segment's been a wake-up call for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. My hair is sweating right now.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I'd like to thank you, Dave. I'd like to wish you for the second and final time a happy Father's Day. I'd like to wish all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. I'd like to wish all the mothers raising their children alone a happy Father's Day. I'd like to wish all of the parents, the grandparents, the kids, everybody gets a happy Father's Day from Dave and from myself. Until then, and until next week, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.